Okay, so we have a ton of these book covers. They're not like cool vintage. Some of them have weird titles, some of them are weird colors, but they can still be used to make journals. And so we sell these in packs of 5. And I'm going to show you what you can do with them, even though they're not cool, like the cool vintagey, like readers and stuff. So essentially, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and cover this with a sticker, and I'm actually, there's a nice binding scrap in this one that I'm going to cut out because I'll use that in collage. Look how cool that texture is. So I'll use that. Okay, so now that I've got that done, so I've printed 11 by 17 stickers. So this is 11 by 17 inches and it is on sticker paper. I'm still going to go ahead and use Mod Podge on the spine just because that's where it gets the most wear and tear when you're opening and closing journals. And I want to make sure that the sticker really adheres to that spot. And also it has the hinge here, so I want to make sure the sticker is able to get into that crevice and stick really nice. And there's no issues with it getting sealed down because of the movement of the journal when you're done making it and you're opening and closing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I always start at the spine. Get my brush out of the way with my sticker and putting it on. So I'm going to lay it over and I'm going to kind of feel where that spine is, get my finger in that crease, making sure like it's stuck down really good on the spine. That's going to see the most wear. And then I'm going to go in, this is like my scraper tool for my Cricut, but you could use a boning tool or a credit card to do this. And I'm just making sure I'm getting all of that in good. And then go ahead and press the rest of it down. And then we're going to flip it over and adhere the sticker to the inside. Making sure you're getting tight on the edges. And it doesn't matter if this part is uneven because we're going to cover it anyways. Just like that. And then the long way. All right. Okay. So now that's done, I'm going to kind of work that spine, make sure everything gets pushed down. Everything looks good. Like that. And then we're going to cut a piece. I'm going to cut a piece of craft paper to go over this. And so typically you measure the length and the height, and then you subtract by 1/4 of an inch on both sides. And that's the size that you're going to cut your paper. Okay, and then I'm going to use Mod Podge again, starting at your spine. That's where it's going to get the most traction. So I'm making sure I'm getting the glue in the creases really nice. It's not going to be perfect, but that's what I like anyways, because I'm going to go ahead and use Distressed Oxide and get the edges all patinaed and nice. That's just my preference. You can try and make it perfect if you want. It's totally up to you. All right, now that I've got that all glued, so I've got I kind of put it on there wonky when I was doing it. So that's okay. When I go to put the Mod Podge, I'm just going to kind of crinkle the page as I'm laying it down. and it'll give kind of a cool vintagey look anyways. So only happy mistakes in crafting. Okay, so I'm going to hold that there, and then I'm going to kind of crinkle this, and then I'll take my tool and press that down for kind of a vintagey look. And then when I hit it with the Distressed Oxide ink, it'll look really cool. It'll look worn. There. Okay, then we're gonna do the other side. This side wasn't really off much, but I'm gonna crinkle it just so it kind of matches. It gets the same look. Okay, and then while it's still kind of wet, I kind of work with the spine, make sure everything hinges right. And then you're ready to go ahead and sew in your signatures. I like a more distressed look, so I'll distress along the edges, but I've made a bunch of different patterns and styles, and it's a really good way to use existing book boards without having to buy chipboard and doing all the cutting and all of that stuff. So the book is already there. You can just decorate it. I mean, you can paint them. You can do so many different things with them. So check these out in the shop.